Welcome to Book Thoughts, brand lifestyle podcast. We are Thoughts for Books, and these are our thoughts on books. I'm Emily.
I'm Jenna.
And I'm Zoe.
And Zoe is our special guest today because Adriana is on a much-needed vacation, much-deserved vacation. So hopefully she's having fun. No add to that, Jenna? Don't want to say a thing. Don't want to wish her well.
Oh my God.
She doesn't think you deserve the vacation, Adriana.
I do. I was just saying I was jealous because she's probably on the pizza tour right now that Elle got to take.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to participate in that.
I told her to do the edge, too, because that's where what's-his-face is, like, scared of heights.
Oh, yeah. She's also scared of heights, so she might have a similar experience.
Great. I hope she has an anxiety attack. Today, we are continuing our journey through the entire Kindred's Curse saga with a 5-episode series going over Book 1, Spark. Before we jump in, we do have a content warning. Today's podcast is rated mature. We are book thoughts after all, so we're going to be using adult language, talking about adult topics, so please pay attention to who may be listening near you. Additionally, this episode will include spoilers for all 3 current books. Each episode, we will focus on specific chapters, but our conversation will include the entirety of the series. So if you haven't read it, today's episode is not for you. Lastly, I'm just going to apologize ahead of time. Maybe we, but definitely Jenna and I will at least mispronounce the name or place. For Zoe, it's to be determined. But she is a teacher, so maybe you're going to ace it. Is that a saying for teachers? Just ace it?
Yeah.
For sure. Ace it.
Everything about them is about school. Jenna will be leading this episode, so go ahead and strip it down, girl. Strip it down, girl. Strip it down, girl.
I was just going to say, we are going to do chapters 16 through 24 this episode. We're going to start with chapter 16. This chapter starts off rough and continues to be rough for its entirety. Diem is on her hands and knees with a half-descended, half-mortal child cradled in her arms, protecting him from the death his birth father is determined to give him. But when the magic comes to end them both, Diem is once again filled with that burning sensation, and the silver light emits from her, and the man's magic never touches her. The man is left a stuttering mess, but recovers quickly when he senses Diem going for her Fortosian. Thank you.
4 toes in, 1 toe out.
Blade at his feet. This time, Diem sees the attack headed for her and the child. Shadows are dwindling, ready to spear through their bodies, but right before they hit their mark, she squeezes her eyes shut and no offensive magic touches her. Once she opens her eyes, she remembers her plan to call out fire. Being on Paradise Row in Mortal City meant that people couldn't afford to rush to help those in need, but they could rush to protect their own homes from being engulfed in flame. This time the crowd shows up and it's enough to deter the descended man. As he turns to leave, Diem throws the dagger, slicing a large gash in the man's leg. He curses, commits her face to memory, but ultimately retreats. Diem then turns her attention to the young boy she's been protecting, but he has not escaped the altercation alive. She begins to sob and think of all the things she could have possibly done to prevent his death when an older man approaches. After a brief conversation where Diem says entirely too much about how the descended are out of control and need to pay, she convinces him to help her bury the bodies in shallow graves in the woods. She then scours Paradise Row looking for any relatives or friends of the 2 strangers she just risked her life to save, but finds no one. The only thing she finds is the anger to do something in order to make a change in the world around her. She finds Henri and tells him she's ready to join the Guardians.
Okay, first question. I'm just going to take it from you.
Do it.
Because I got confused even listening to our other episodes. What's the difference between the Fortosian steel and the Godstone? Godstone.
Yeah, the Fortosian steel. I don't even know. It just cracks me up every time one of us says it. Yeah. It can just pierce their skin. It can cut them.
But the Godstone kills them.
Yeah,
okay.
And it creates an infection and a poison.
Okay.
They can die from being cut. But
if you cut off their head with
I don't think they'd come back.
Stabbing and then twisting or keeping the knife in the vein so it couldn't heal. So that's another way that they
Jesus
kill
Christ.
with the Fortos.
It's a bit graphic, it is.
I said, honestly, at this point, like watching not watching. I mean, I guess I kind of do it
You
in my
watch
head.
it in your
I
head?
watch it in my head. Reading through the fight, there's no possible way she can't realize she's descended. So her denial is just like at an all-time high right now. Are we all glad that she decided to like try and do something by joining the Guardians?
To go back on your first point, her denial is at an all-time high and it is frustrating, but I will go back to saying that rereading it does make me understand her denial a little bit more.
I'm totally with you on that.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's crazy. It's off the walls.
I mean,
it's insane.
Clearly.
I don't know. She does. Anytime the main characters join the rebel groups, and it's never good. So no, I'm not happy she joins them. Even the first time reading it, I'm like, this can't end well. When the good person joins the rebel group, it never ends well.
I think too, it's like such an irrational decision. Like her and Henry have the same origin story for joining the Guardians. They see a descended child killed, and then they're like,
I
"Gotta
know.
do something." And so I think it's just so rash. Like she just jumps right into it.
I mean, it is. I feel bad for her because she's at the first point in her life that she's ever been able to make decisions for herself. And she's also thrust into this like terrible altercation and she doesn't have anybody to lean on, anybody to talk to. And she already has that the Guardians are doing something and she thinks it's got to be positive, right? In her mind. So if I was Diem and I was 20 and this was my only option, I think I would be doing the same thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying I wouldn't have done it. I'm just not happy for our main character to be doing it. I mean, but it is kind of strange. The whole scene to me isn't just like, especially this chapter. The chapter before to me is about how icky a descended man is. But this whole chapter, I think, really emphasizes how awful Mortal City is.
Right?
Because like she's having to think what will get people's attention. Definitely not a cry for help, but saying fire where it will affect everybody will get the attention. So I think it's interesting that she thinks a rebel group that comes from the same people that make up her horrible society is going to make the difference in good or evil. Because and I think that her ultimate goal is for the good, right? She wants for the good of everybody, even from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
She's always fighting the internal battle.
Yeah, because immediately when she's confronted with her first descended person, she's like, oh, he's not bad at all. Yeah. Like, he's just a normal person. Why would we try and kill this?
Yeah.
So that is something through a main point that I'm probably going to keep making throughout all of my chapters that I go over is she's fighting with this rebel group, but nobody seems like they're a genuinely good person.
No.
At all.
Not even Henri.
Just going to throw that out there, but maybe not.
Need to start the Henri slander early today.
Yeah. Do we think that there's a better way to take action? Because I just couldn't come up with one.
Maybe if you admitted that you're descended, that we could have started training earlier.
Maybe. Maybe.
Just a thought.
I didn't mention this in the recap, but it does mention about how the old man that approaches Diem, after he finds out she's not the mother, starts blaming the dead mother for her death and the death of her son. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's terrible. How sad for her death to be like twisted like that. He doesn't even know if she was raped by the descended man. Like, and then why would that be her fault for wanting to bring the child into the world?
Or why would this be the time to bring that up? Gossip about that internally in your home. Don't say it in a crowd of people where the dead bodies still lie.
Or the woman that tried to save them who's sobbing over their deaths. Like, she just completely had a totally traumatic experience. This will make it better. Well, they deserved it.
My book would have ended early there if I was the main character, because I think I would have killed him.
Yeah.
I think the anger would have overtaken and I would have just killed that man. He's part of the problem.
Maybe even on accident with your special hidden powers.
Yeah, but I'm not descended.
I mean, it's just so sad that her mother ingrained that in her brain so much that she was having hallucinations and that it was a disease that her father also suffered from, who she's never met and thinks passed away from the illness.
Wild.
Right?
Wild.
It's an interesting parenting tactic.
It's a lot.
I'm going to steer clear.
Yeah.
I try so hard when it's possible not to lie to my children. And then even if it's a time where I know that they're not ready for the truth, I just say, if you really want me to, I'll tell you the answer, but I would like to have this conversation when you're older.
Yeah.
And so to me, as a parent that's chosen to do that, when I am faced with all of these parents who lie to their children's faces about big stuff.
It's like in every book, too. There's a parent that lies. What was I just watching? Oh, I watched the beginning of this Netflix show about, I don't know, Jordan to put it on. So it was like anime something. And it was like the first scene was this guy comes back from like hurting with his brother. And the parents are like, we have to tell him. And so the dad takes his brother on a walk. And then the mom stays with the child that they're talking about that like has to tell him. And she's like, you've got to leave tonight. And it's like, whatever you're about to say, I feel like it should have been shared before the night that he needs to leave the home. Like, I feel like even just a week or 24 hours in advance probably would have helped this scenario. But she's like, you got to go.
It's so weird.
There's a lot
Is
of
that how it is?
I
Like,
think these characters just need some like parental trauma in order to,
And
overcome something.
I'd
really.
say probably, I don't know, a fair estimate would be like 60% of readers can at least understand parent trauma.
Yeah.
Maybe even more.
maybe more. Maybe everybody.
Maybe
I mean, I
everybody
know
has
I cause trauma to my children all the time. I know it.
There is like, if you're not causing just the tiniest bit of trauma, I would say you're not trying hard enough.
Are you even a good parent?
Yeah. Because if you love your kid enough, you're making questionable decisions because you're like, you think in the moment that's right. And then 10 years down the road, you look back and you'd be like, that was pretty insane.
I definitely tell my child. I tell my firstborn that he's my guinea pig kid, and I'm sorry for everything that I'm doing to him because I know it's not all right.
Trial and error.
But there is a line, and I think that Mama Bellator has gone way
Crossed
over
it.
it. I said Diem is the only one left to mourn the death of these two after she searches Paradise Row for anyone who knows them. And that's sad in and of itself. And then I said, damn you, Penn, you're sending some powerful messages in this book.
I mean, it is a powerful message because you as a reader remember the story because she faces this guy eventually. And I don't know, I instantly wanted revenge. I was like, when she gave him a chance to live, I'm like, you better not. You better slit his throat right now. I know that's really aggressive. I probably shouldn't say that, but
I mean,
he did deserve it.
he did try and kill a 4-year-old child and succeed.
Oh, I thought you were going to say try. It's like, no, he definitely, he won that one.
He did.
It's really tough when you think the kid's alive and then
I know.
he's not. You're like, oh.
It's never good when it says like the arm didn't have any movement. It's never good when the kid dies.
Which has happened twice to Diem now.
Yeah.
To push her over the edge.
Once again, emphasizing the Mortal City is not a good place, whether they're being... It also shows that people, when pushed into a corner, will act like animals, I think. Like, if you beat down people enough, you bring out the worst in them.
I
So,
mean,
in their defense, that's what's happening.
that's a good point. I didn't think of it that way.
The systems that have been created push them into these little corners. Yeah.
Chapter 17. Henri is escorting Diem through Lumnos City. She is starting both her new healing role extended to helping the descended and taking on her initiation task to be able to join the Guardians. Her jaw is once again dragging the ground as she experiences the city for the first time. She notes how everyone is beautiful in a breathtaking way, but no one is distinguishable in any other way, except for their outrageous clothing and the way they uniquely use their magic as part of their outfits. Diem is honestly still fighting her decision to join the Guardians and betray her oath as a healer, imagining the disappointment and scolding she would receive from her mother. She's also questioning why she needs to do an initiation task, but Henri reminds her they have to be careful, and this is their way of ensuring others' intentions. She also finds it suspicious that Henri was able to warn her to look out for a call for the healers to go to Lumnos. I always say that weird, or I feel like it's just a weird word.
I think you're really emphasizing the N in there.
I need it. It's in there.
You're like, I think the N might be silent and you're going lumnos, like lumnos. I don't know.
Say it.
I thought it was lumos.
Okay.
I thought the N was silent.
I have no idea.
I know you're not about to say like lumnos. So
No, I was kind of adding a little N in there in my mind.
maybe
but
I'm wrong. I
have
should
no
ask
idea.
Jordan. I was wrong about the dragon because Jordan listens to the audio book and he said it is Sarai in the audiobook. But Google says Sarai.
Oh, it's Sarai?
Yeah, that's
No.
that's what
It's
he
like
said in the audiobook.
psoriasis.
Yeah. Of the liver.
Cirrhosis.
I thought it was Lumos City, but
Okay. Well,
you keep saying how you saying it.
she also finds it suspicious that Henri was able to warn her to look out for a call for a healer to go to Lumnos and make sure she took it. However, she concedes that that she knows Henry's heart as well as her own, and he'd never put her into a situation like she's imagining unwittingly. I wonder if he would or not. The patient she's going to treat is a young descended girl who's part of one of the 20 houses that rule Lumnos, and her father is in charge of weapons shipments. The Guardians want access to those weapons. Henri leaves her with the statement, "You could save a lot of lives," and a quick kiss, and Diem is off to be a spy. She enters the home and is greeted by a preteen with the attitude of a snob. He finally accepts that she's the healer, but assumes because of her appearance that she's descended. Diem chooses not to correct this assumption, and he goes to inform his father of her arrival. Diem overhears the interaction and learns that the father is a prick, but also finds the location of his study where he's conducting a business meeting with another man. Upon entering the little girl's room, she notes that the decorations are not what you'd expect to find in the room of a child. The sophistication of the rest of the house has been continued here. She finds the little whimpering girl buried up to her chin in blankets and nestled in a bed of pillows. She's able to learn that yesterday while in town, the girl wandered off and returned with flowers. Upon returning to the estate, a mortal groundskeeper advised them to take the flowers away from the child. She got sick that evening with a painful rash on her arms and a fever. Diem determines the cause of the sickness was the flower, a plant called deathshade, the name more harmful than the plant unless ingested. She treats the girl and is assisted by the older brother. He uses his light magic to entertain the girl. Diem slips up and asks if it's hard to control, raising the boy's suspicions because someone of her age should know. She quickly says, oh, I have the other one, Shadow. Smooth, Diem, real smooth. Thankfully, the boy accepts this and explains his tutor, who controls both shadow and light, which was really odd to me because I thought in like one of the first chapters, it says Luther's the only one that can do that. He explains that his tutor can control both shadow and light, and that she says typically light wants to please its wielder while shadow wants to fight. Trying to get the boy to stay and comfort his sister, Diem effectively offends him, and he exits the room, telling her to meet him in the parlor when she's done, giving Diem the perfect opportunity to finish quickly and go snoop. She slips into the study where the men were having their meeting earlier and starts copying names from a list she sees. In what looks to be an important notebook, she's almost caught by the father and son, but escapes and is able to finesse her way out of the house with 3 gold coins as payment and half a list of stolen names. Also, with the knowledge that the Guardians will stoop to endangering or harming children to get what they want. It's like a quote in the book, and it's like in one of the last parts of the chapter, and it says, Luther, the prince of Lumnos, who is the only one who can wield both.
Who's to say that he is not also a tutor in his free time?
Yeah, but this is a girl tutor. That's why I thought it was weird.
So you think that you either found an error in the writing or that there's a third character we haven't met who's going to make a big difference?
Yeah, I do.
She's uncovered something.
I've uncovered a secret.
Well,
I'm probably
do
wrong.
you want me
anyway.
to try to Google it?
Do you want to, or do you think it's Stupid.
I don't think it's stupid. I just think if this is true, if that's written in, I think that is absolutely an error. Like, I don't think that there's going to be a third character out there that has both.
Okay. Well, anyway.
So I don't think it's stupid. I don't think you could be right. Maybe it says he's one of the only ones with. I'll just try one Google real quick.
He's one of the only Lumnos descended that can wield both light magic and
Damn
shadow
it.
magic.
It says one of the only.
Yeah.
Fuck. Fine. I was wrong.
Now I think it's stupid.
Yeah. Now it's dumb.
It just never fails for you to try to find those little bitty things.
She's like, I want to uncover
something. I have to do something. Have you guys ever had a gut feeling about something and then it actually turns out to be that your gut was right? Because Diem has a gut feeling about the little girl with the flowers, like even before she makes it to the house. And it turns out she was right.
I definitely have, but for a specific moment, I can't think of anything. I think like half your life is lived by those gut moments.
Can you think of a time that you've been caught in a lie and been less than smooth when you tried to get out of it?
Yeah.
I feel like any lie I've ever told, I'm such a bad liar. I can't do it.
There used to be a club in Tulsa that was for 18 years and older.
Mm.
And I was not supposed to go to it, but I did go to it one night. And then like I was like, I'm going to go back to my mom and ask for permission to go. And so I was like asking her and I was like, I said something like, don't worry, it's like really cool there. I said something that only someone who had been there would have said. And she just straight like stopped the conversation and was like, how would you know that? And I covered it. I to this day don't know if she knows that I was lying or not. But yeah, I was lying and I'm not a good liar either.
I definitely ruined a surprise. Like all the grandparents were buying a trampoline for my kids. And I called my mom about it. And my kids were with her and she put me on speaker and I didn't know. And it was like, you got to be there for the trampoline, blah, blah, blah. And my son in the background was like, what? What do you mean? And I was like, oh, I said something else.
I feel like she should have warned you that you were on speaker.
Right? It wasn't even my fault.
She had the kids, yeah.
It wasn't even my fault. Once she realized the Guardians were going to play dirty because that's all they have the power to do you think she should have pulled away?
Well, she still had to treat the kid.
No, I mean from the Guardians. Like this was just her initiation task, and she already figured out they're dirty. Like they don't have good morals as mortals. Moral mortals. So do you think that once she realized that, she should have just been like, that's it, I can't actually join them?
I think I understand her curiosity for understanding why they did that. But I don't know. Her job as a healer is very important to her. So maybe that should have been enough for her to bow out.
I mean, she could have still done the healing job. Just
no, I'm saying that once she discovered that,
Yeah.
her job as a healer should have been enough for her to bow out of that.
Yeah. I don't know either, because it's just really, really difficult in that situation because they can only play dirty. They don't have any other way to gain power.
I think if Henri wasn't so excited about her success, she might have dropped out.
She got distracted.
Yeah, she was like, oh, because it even specifically says he's looking at me in a way that he never has before, of like admiration.
Yeah,
That
that
makes me so mad. Like
Yeah.
the only time he does that is when she's done something that he wanted her to. And he's like, oh, I respect you now.
Yeah, and if he's never looked at you before that moment in that way and you're considering marrying this person, that might be a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
you should have that look maybe a few times.
Yeah, and it's
before
like
marriage.
she's been such a good healer and like this prodigy in
Yeah.
healing, and you think that he would give her some respect and some admiration.
You're
for
still
that.
working while your mom is missing and you're helping provide and you want to tell her school going and all this stuff, but you cured a sick girl that I made sick. I want to bang you right now.
no, it was because she got the list of names.
Right,
Yeah,
not
I
even
know.
that she healed anybody.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
she did the dirty work.
Yeah.
it's the next chapter, and I think I go off on Henri a lot, like you guys just did.
I
So
almost feel like we should change the name of this podcast.
fuck you, Henri.
I feel like we are really hard on the parenting styles of the Bellators, but I will say the one sentence where it says, "Though we Bellators had our problems, I knew with soul deep certainty that loving parents and a happy marriage look like," or I knew what that looked like. And even though they make a lot of questionable decisions, kind of like we just said, as a parent, you are trying to do what's best for your child, and they truly thought that is what was best for their children. But they did love them. Like, it is obvious that both the mom and dad love their children. They just make very, very questionable decisions. But when you have them compared to these two, like, descended parents, makes them look like they're the best parents in all the world.
Seriously.
It was like heartbreaking to see, like, okay, this little girl is home by, or like she's just with her brother, even though she's so sick. They just left her in there. And like the way that the boy like code switches when he's like without dad, and then dad shows up and he turns into this little prick, just like his dad. It's so heartbreaking.
I mean, her mom is literally just at a lunch.
At lunch.
She's not even doing anything.
She's at like a tea party, like a social function.
Yes.
Yeah, sad. Both the kids in the descended life and mortal city are being neglected in different ways.
Chapter 18. Finding Henri, Diem doesn't so much as pause as she strides past him, furious and stating that she'll kill him. Not only did she feel like her life was almost forfeit in order to pass this test, but the guardians were involving children, whether Henri knew it or not. Henri immediately questions if she got anything of use instead of worrying about her well-being. But wisely, reading her reaction, backtracks and asks if she's okay. She divulges the information she overheard and hands him the list. Henri is stunned. He starts looking at her in a way she's always witnessed others looking at her parents. He's staring at her with respect and telling her how proud he is of her. In the midst of his praise and adoration, the anger and questions she planned on asking die right there on her tongue. Henri is adamant that the guardians are going to be so impressed with what Diem has learned and retrieved, there'll be no questioning letting her in. They go to a nondescript tavern where a man is waiting by the door. Henri says, "We're here for the card game." But the man insists there's no card game being held where they will be welcome. Even at Henri's insistence to his brother that the father will want the intel Diem has, an altercation between the brother guarding the door and Diem takes place where he tries to manhandle her and ends up with bruised ribs. Henri doesn't step in to protect Diem, but instead scolds her for possibly hurting their chances at gaining entrance. The guardian finally lets Henri enter, who then comes out with 3 men, of which obviously one is the father. And after some debate, Diem hands over the intel, and the men come to the conclusion that Diem is to be allowed to make her own decisions as a 20-year-old woman and full-fledged adult. Diem Bellator is officially a guardian. Gross.
The like knocking on the door and the password thing reminded me of when we were in New York and we went to a speakeasy and they had like a password that you had to say. And I think it caused one of the largest arguments between Jordan and I to date. Because after we went there, we talked about like, what would you make the password? And it was a rhyming one. I can't even remember what the 2 words were that Jordan said didn't rhyme.
I can.
It was like bag.
No.
Beg?
Mm-hmm.
Beg and leg.
Yeah.
Jordan, if you're listening, do you still think beg and leg don't rhyme?
Garrett took his side, and Garrett and I have argued about this several different occasions as well.
Yeah. Because Jordan's like, it's all how you pronunciate the word. I was like, yeah, that probably generally applies to all rhyming ever. If you pronounce it wrong, it's not going to rhyme.
Pronunciation, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, but I was like, but it's the ending letters in the word that make it rhyme. And leg is spelled L-E-G and beg is spelled B-E-G. So on paper, they're always going to rhyme.
I don't understand why they are saying that they don't rhyme.
They were saying that Emily put inflection like a I don't know, northerner, like
Yeah.
beg,
Like a bag?
like leg and
to
beg.
make it rhyme more. And I was like, the beg is kind of like, that is how you kind of say it. You say it kind of like like
Beg.
big.
Beg and leg.
Big.
Big leg.
But even if you were northern, you'd go big leg. You know,
Yeah,
you would
say
peg
it the same
leg.
way,
big
because
leg,
the-
big. Anyways,
doesn't make
it
any
doesn't matter. I think that all little things like that are cheesy. Even in this scene, I'm like, that is kind of funny. It's like, what do they even say? The trees aflame, or the trees on fire or something.
Yeah, something like that. The branches light. I don't know.
Yeah, like it's dark outside, but the tree still
Burns.
burns.
And
or
if I
something.
like wasn't a part of the group, but like overheard that, I'd be like, that there is something going on over there.
lame.
It makes no sense to me that they have this whole altercation with her, like giving them intel and giving the papers outside where like
Right.
everybody can be executed for being involved at all. Like Henri shows us.
I was like, what's happening? Is a
What?
plane crashing into this building?
What's happening?
I looked down. I don't know. I was like, maybe an earthquake.
There's a ghost. Took my mic. It's Henri. Anyway, I just thought it was so weird that they did all of this stuff outside.
Yeah, and they kept saying like Miss Bellator, like she's a Bellator and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and, like, saying her name out there. And
Yes, they're
everything.
saying her name and I didn't mention it in the recap, but she does sense like the feeling that she it's kind of implied that she gets the same feeling as when she's in the palace, like around Luther, like the shadowy presence
Oh, yeah.
feeling. She does have that when this is going on. Here's my first question. You guys have already touched on it, so we're just gonna dive right in.
Yeah.
Dive on in.
Get him again.
Dive.
Do we think it's truly pride and admiration for Diem twinkling in Henri's eyes, or does it feel more like selfish gain of power in what Diem can accomplish to further the Guardian's goals?
The second option, obviously.
Selfish.
I don't know how you can defend him in these two chapters. I don't know in what scenario is his heart in a good place. Like truly, I mean that, because he thinks that ridding all the descended would make a better world. That's his goal. In what way can you justify that? Because you've seen one descended man killed a child, you live in horrible conditions.
Literally, mortals are responsible for the rape and murder of people all around them constantly. And you're seeing that as well. And you're doing nothing about that. You're in this stupid little group that is made up of shitty men who literally just manhandled the woman you love in front of your face and you did nothing.
Yeah. Now
Like-
tell me how you really feel.
This part just really, really, really bugged me when Henri may have started out being fully in love with Diem and always seeing a future with them. But somewhere along the way, he's been perverted into this man that is bent on revenge on descended for, I don't even know, the death of his mother, who it possibly was even just his father's fault. Like,
Yeah.
who's to say he went and asked? Did he do any research to figure that out or not?
Yeah, and he's so bent on this revenge and vengeance that like he's willing to risk everything for Diem. He's like, I'm gonna put you in these situations. We're gonna risk your healing, whatever. We're gonna risk your life and not tell you. And
Yeah, your job as a healer will be taken away. Your life could possibly be taken away. Like, I don't care that your brother and your dad could be killed because that you're found out to be doing
And by the
this.
way, I know where your mom really is.
Oh.
Like, P.S.
She's disappointed in this scene as well because the mention of the father, and she's like, wait, I thought it was a woman leading the group. Like, that's one thing she was so excited about because it's a woman in power that she doesn't see very much. And then he's like, well, she's on a really important mission right now, so Vance is in charge.
Don't worry, though. You're going to love her.
Can you guys think of a time where you were outright pissed at someone, but then they do something and your anger immediately dissolves? Because that did happen. Like, she was super engulfed in her anger, and then she notices this look on Henri's face, and then it's just like gone.
I mean, honestly, you probably do that every day with your partner. If I got mad at Jordan for every single thing that he did,
I'm just saying that when Garrett really pisses me off, I'm not one of those people that he can like grab me and kiss me. Like you see in the movies, like the woman is super upset or the man is super upset and the partner kisses him and the anger just goes away.
Yeah,
like if somebody does that, I'm like, don't fucking touch me right now. Like get back. My anger might be a little bit stronger than Diem's was in that case.
But yeah, I think in a situation like this, like it's so severe and like I don't think I'd be able to get over it.
Mm-mm.
It's 2 back-to-back bad things.
Right. Like trust your
It's
gut.
2
Dia.
strikes.
Yeah.
That's one more strike and you're
He's
out.
I immediately dislike all the guardian men I've met. They don't even seem to be good men by mortal city standards. Like, how are we ranking these people that we're coming into contact with? Because they're shit.
And I don't think I'd have any respect for a group that makes me call like the leader the father.
Ugh.
And he says that we're not a cult because he plays that joke on her. Yeah, no, you're a cult.
Did
Is that
you
your
read
next
what
thing?
I said? Read it. It says, anyone in
Oh.
charge who wants to be referred to as the father gives me the ick.
Yeah.
Plus, does it seem like his men are a little uncomfy with him as leader? Like, they're not just going along with everything he's saying either. They're like, we shouldn't do this. Like, somebody's going to be pissed when they come home.
It's Vance, right?
Yeah.
Vance is the father,
Yes.
son, and holy. No, is Vance the guy that tortures her later and not the other guy? Then who? Why?
Well,
do we hate-
no. Breck brings her in, but Vance is the one that does everything.
Breck's the one that releases her, though.
Yeah,
He
Isn't
does both.
He helps her
Yeah.
a little bit.
He does.
Oh, we
He
were
does
wrong
both.
last episode. Then that's a correction we need to make.
I mean, he does both.
No, but we said that he was the one that tortures her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
I
said
think
Breck.
he's ultimately like on her side. Kind
Yeah,
of, like,
sort of.
secretly.
He's
Helps
a
her
weird
escape.
one, that Brecky.
Brecky.
Yeah, but Vance is just gross.
Please
And-
refer to him as the father.
The father.
Oh, okay.
I mean, his right hand and left hand man, or whatever you want to call him,
Yeah.
they're like, I don't think we should do this. And we all know as readers that have already read this, it's like, Orlai's going to be fucking pissed at you.
Yeah.
Like, don't do this. Don't let her in.
I also hate the idea that like probably 50% of that room knows where her mom is and is lying to her face.
Maybe the whole room. They probably
Well, he
all
does
know.
say that some of the stuff is on need-to-know basis. Like, he doesn't even know all of Vance's
But
plans.
maybe they knew that she was the leader before. and
Oh,
she's
that's
just
true.
been on a
Everyone
mission.
that's, even the little hoe that's the healer.
Lana.
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 Every time I read
Lana.
yes. Every time I read her name, I hear Archer going, Lana. Everybody knows. And Diem does recognize that everyone's giving her weird looks. And
Yeah.
she thinks it's because she's this outsider. But really, it's because they all know.
They all know the secret. Like, are you still mourning your mother? I know something you don't know.
She's fucking alive. Joke's on you, bitch. Chapter 19. After entering the tavern, Diem is looking around at all the faces she recognizes that are now her brothers and sisters. Ew. There are a lot of women and even some children that appear to barely have hit puberty. She recognizes Lana.
Lana!
Thank you. The young woman who is the healer learning under Diem, and immediately she's angry knowing that Lana has broken her healer's oath. But her anger quickly turns to guilt when she turns her accusing thoughts to the fact that she's now done the same thing, and she's supposed to be setting an example. Henri names the 3 men leading the meeting: Vance, the father, Brant, second in command, and Francis, third in command. I'm just going to warn you, I'm going to start referring to second and third in command as Hans and Franz. Diem is disappointed because Henri told her the Guardians were led by a woman. Henri says Vance is just temporarily leading because the woman in charge is on a mission in a different realm, but he doesn't have any more details. Breck joins them in the meeting. Diem tells him she was able to use the knife he gifted her on a descended, this being news to Henri. The whole meeting, Diem feels like everyone is giving her wary looks as if they don't trust her, especially Hans and Franz, Vance's 2 wingmen. When Vance is voicing missions and asking for people from the meeting to volunteer, Henri stands and tells everyone against her protesting, Diem can take the mission where they need someone to gain access and be able to move around the ground floor of the palace. All right, I didn't mention this in the recap, but Henri really fucks with Diem at the beginning of the meeting, telling her she's going to have to complete a blood rite ritual. And to me, the joke falls flat because he's joking that they're not in a cult. But honestly, the father is giving me those vibes. Are you all picking up the same vibes?
Yeah. I mean, we just said it. This is definitely a cult.
Yeah.
And the fact that they have to do like a trial to like get in and all that stuff.
Yeah. And the tattoos.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah,
cool.
the
Like,
tattoos.
everything's adding up.
Yeah. It's just really, really fucking weird. Is it strange to you all that Diem purposely holds back the information that she stabbed the descended from Henri?
She starts like holding back information from him from the start of this book. So
It's true.
the fact she leaves out a little information doesn't shock me.
It's not shocking.
I don't know
Yeah.
why she did, though. I don't understand why she did.
I mean, I think she kind of made a point where it was like I was distraught and like didn't really think to like.
I know, but she went straight to him after she spent like the amount of time she did searching in the rain, trying to find relatives. She goes straight to Henri and she doesn't tell him about that.
Maybe it's like shame, though. I don't think it's necessarily Henri. I think it's shame that she is a healer and then she acted like a fighter.
I don't know, because I feel like she's not really shy to defend herself either. I guess that was kind of just like her attacking.
Well,
'Cause
the
he was
only
leaving.
reason she brings it up here is because he's kind of pressing her about the knife.
It's true. He does like ask.
And she's trying to prove herself to this group of people. So maybe she also thought as like, yeah, in fact, I did use that knife on a descended, just like the knife is made for.
4 toes in, 1 toe down.
4 toes in, 1 toe out.
Why is Henri so pushy with Diem to take on a mission immediately upon being admitted into the Guardians?
I think because she's like his little pet and he wants to like put her on display and be like, this is what my girl can do.
He wants to be the father. I mean,
Yeah,
Wants
he's
to be the daddy.
literally just using her to make himself look better in the eyes of the Guardians.
he quickly takes on that keen role later in the book. So I
Disgusting.
think he very much wants to be the Vance of the group. He very much needs the affirmation of this group of people and does not care who he hurts in the process to get that affirmation.
Fragile little man.
Right?
He is a fragile little man. He doesn't like her for her, I think. He likes her for what, I mean, at this point, what he can get from her.
Yep.
And I feel like that's, I mean, even beyond the Guardian stuff, like him being like, I want you to stay home and have kids. You're going to be a great mother. Like
I
stuff that he
know.
can get out of her.
Chapter 20. Diem and Mara are now headed to the palace. Diem has 3 goals. Take over her mother's duties to the crown so that Teller can continue his schooling, complete her mission for the Guardians, and find out what happened to her mother. This visit is meant to be Mara handing off taking care of the crown to Diem. But by joining the Guardians, Diem now has another task she's going to try and complete during this visit. She's in possession of a hand-drawn map the Guardians have been cartographing of the palace. She's supposed to follow it, find a boat that's used by the crowns to navigate the sacred sea. And once she finds it, she's to search it and find a place for a stowaway to hide. The only reason that she's given that they need to complete this mission is that it's necessary for a tandem mission with a rebel cell in Arboros. Mara lectures her on the protocols for entering the king's chambers. During this conversation, Mara also says some important things to note about the descended. How at the beginning and end of their lives, they're just as frail as mortals, and she thinks that Mother Lumos did this on purpose to remind them of their purpose to protect their mortal kin. They reach the palace where they're greeted by their favorite Gryvern, Soray. I'm still saying it. You can't fucking tell me it's wrong. I'm just always going to be a sucker for any animal companion in any story. Diem once again notes the odd feeling of connection between her and the beast. Next to greet them is Luther, who becomes annoyed at the behavior of the guard who grabs Diem's butt while patting her down. Luther finds it necessary to take over the task. What is this we're sensing here, readers? Because it feels like a lot of sexual tension leading into a enemies to lovers trope. Huh? Maybe. All I'm saying is that when another's touch is searing and breath hitching, there might be something there. Bye, Felicia. Bye, Henri.
Yes.
Maybe. Anyway, Luther feels the Fortozen blade that Diem has concealed in her boot, but chooses to ignore it, which sends Diem's mind reeling. But she's got to focus. Mission. She hangs back and throws her satchel into an empty room as an excuse to go retrieve it later. The small party of Mara, Luther, and Diem reach the king's quarters. 2 guards are stationed at his door, and Diem senses/sees shadows move by the door handle. She starts to reach for the door, but she can't cage her curiosity and asks Luther how light and shadows can be tangible. To everyone's surprise, he answers and educates her, and they even share a smile. They enter the king's chambers, and then everything gets a little chaotic. Diem slips away, saying she has to retrieve her satchel. The guards pursue. She manages to evade them, successfully retrieve her satchel, but then she hears heavy footfalls and feels that same strange presence. Prince Luther is close, and saying if she doesn't reveal herself, he can't continue to protect her. Also saying that her mother lost his trust and urging her not to make the same mistake. She stays quiet and avoids capture until she's back in the hallway in front of the king's quarters, where a guard promptly slams her face into a wall and another holds a knife to her throat hard enough to produce blood. Luther's instructions to his guards were that Diem was to be returned to him unharmed, and when Diem finds the courage to make eye contact with him once he enters the scene, he only has fury written on his face. He gently caresses her throat where she was cut and then takes the guard's blade from him and stabs it into his stomach. Diem responds to this by questioning if the stabbing the man was necessary. Luther tells her that they need to be obedient. And then her and Mara bust ass to leave once he dismisses them.
I'm so happy I'm here for a Luther chapter.
Thank
goodness.
Yeah, I know. We needed a break
The
from bashing
immediate
Henri.
tension. Mara dropped some hard truths in this
Right?
chapter. I like her a lot.
I really like Mara a lot too.
I like how sassy she kind of gets with Diem too. She says how quickly you formed your judgments for someone who is only just now entering their world.
Right?
Like, you
She's
better
got-
check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Mara's got some wisdom
Mhm.
in that mortal brain.
Who could
Her
think?
simple mortal.
Yeah.
Her simple
Her
minded
dull mortal
woman.
brain.
Her brown-eyed head. I feel like the opinion and observation Mara makes about the descendant is important. I don't know when it's going to be important, but it feels like it is. Like, the presence of balance is there where it seems to be missing now. Like, the intention of Mother Lumnos in, like, the frailty of the descended was for there to be a certain amount of balance, and that they're really stepping away from right now as the world is.
So you think their like weaknesses are going to, I don't know, grow? Like, it's not going to just be when they're infants and dying?
Well, that's why they stopped, for lack of a better term, breeding with the mortals, is because they did notice that they were living shorter lives and like all of this stuff, their magic wasn't as strong. It was more spread out and stuff. So that's why they stopped. And now there's just incest everywhere. I just think that the kindred might be about to make something happen too. They might be angry. Are the kindred still alive or are they dead? They live forever, don't they?
The kindred are like the original people, like how they're saying Mother Lumos and
Yeah.
stuff like that. No, they're not there anymore.
They're dead.
Because they gave that up in order to be with their
Mm.
mortal lovers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they still had
They're dead.
unnaturally long lives.
Yes.
They're dead? Okay.
They're dead.
All
Yeah.
right.
That's kind of what we were like going back to, is that at some point they killed their father in one of the fan theories.
Yeah.
And that's who Diem's dad is like the Titan god.
Do we want to talk about the chemistry between Luther and Diem?
Did you have anything highlighted, Zoe? You seem extra excited about this chapter.
I'm just pumped. I'm just pumped that Luther's here. The touching.
Mm-hmm.
The instant heat.
Mm-hmm.
The instant.
The fact that Diem wrongly reads all of his cues, like she's just can't imagine that he's trying to protect her, and that's all he's trying to do
From the get-go.
from the very beginning. I mean, he knows she has a blade that can cut people, and she's going into the king's room, and he doesn't even take it from her or cause a scene because he knows, like, if it was found, he'd have to do something.
I think he's curious to see what she is going to do, too. I think that's one reason he doesn't take it away. He's like, I want to know what you're going to do with this, what you're up to.
Yeah, because he's like ultimately not worried. Like,
No.
He's like, I can handle whatever she's going to try to do. But
She's my soulmate.
We're mates. We're supposed to be together forever.
It's funny because this, I think, pretty sure in this book, this is like the most they touch besides their
Right.
kiss.
Yeah, it
I
is.
get so excited.
Yeah, like this
Yeah.
is, you got to hold out for about 10 more chapters and then you get one more thing and that's it. That's
Yep.
all the love you get in this book.
I mean, it's just the pat down too. It's not even like
It's
she
not
does.
intentional. It's just like, ugh.
She does make a comment though that she just wanted him to get down on his knees like that or something.
No,
Do you have it?
Oh yeah, because she was like happy with the picture.
yeah,
She was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm just enjoying the picture of you being on your knees, basically.
The view.
Mm-hmm. And that obviously flustered him a little bit. Who else is a sucker for animals in these types of stories?
They're always so pure
I know.
and kind-hearted.
I love them.
You blame Disney for this?
I do blame Disney for this. I just think that they ingrained that into me.
And it's always worse, like when animals like die in stories or movies.
Because they
and stuff.
don't understand. They do understand, but they
know.
don't
They're
understand.
so
I can't.
innocent.
They're so
and-
innocent. And this one, I mean, as we know, has separated from its mate,
Oh.
Ugh.
which is the ultimate
Yes.
cruelty.
Is this? She ran off in this chapter.
Well, she ran to find her satchel. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Yeah. It's so
the worst
stupid.
plan.
Like, what kind of plan was that?
It just doesn't make any sense to me that she would try to do that.
Well, the next chapter, it doesn't make any sense to the Guardians how she escaped with her life after doing that,
Yeah.
too. Like,
But it is kind of like a dumb plan. Like, they're willing for her to take this mission, and then afterwards, they kind of like criticize her, obviously. But no one said anything to prepare her. Like, this is your first mission. What's your plan? Like, walk me through your strategy. Let's make sure it's a good one.
well, but also, I think that they're not used to a person actually being willing to risk stuff to complete a mission. They're used to giving a mission out, and it might take 4 years for the person to complete the mission or just gain any footing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think that they're actually prepared to look for results yet. And Diem is like, I'm going to get shit done. Like, I'm ready to go. That's why I think Henri was so surprised that she came back with anything, because everybody else that takes a mission is just like, okay, I mean, I'm here, but
Yeah.
I'm not really going to put my life at risk for anything. I think I say that later, that it's just, I think that it's more of them presenting a front that they're fighting against the Descended without actually doing anything
Mm-hmm.
in name only. Yeah, that's my feelings anyway.
I like when he touches her throat, too.
I know. I actually think that he saw her healing, and that's why he
intrigued.
yeah. I think he like sees that healing, and
I
he's
thought it was like when it's like the did they hurt you moment. Like,
I mean,
I see
sort
that
of.
you're bleeding. This is
I mean,
what's
he's-
infuriating me. Now
and then
I'm,
he stabs him.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Kind of.
grounding myself a little bit. I'm going to stab this man.
I honestly think it's both, though.
Yeah.
I think that he's watching her skin heal, and he's like, "What the
Oh.
fuck's going on?"
Yeah.
Although he already knows
Right.
that she's something else. There's no way he doesn't. He's been around Descended his whole life. Chapter 21. The whole way back to the healer's center, Mara is quiet and won't even look at Diem. Diem can't take it any longer and blurts out that she's sorry. Mara retorts with she should have listened to Arlie. She knew Diem best and was adamant that Diem wouldn't be able to handle the descended and their ways. Mara also brings up she knows it's not Diem's choice to be a healer and that she won't be disappointed if now that her mother is gone she pursues something else, something she chooses and is passionate about. They part ways with Diem trying to convince them both that she's happy. Back now at the Guardians meeting house, Diem is trying to meet with Vance to let him know about her mission, her failed mission. Once she has another argument with the guard dog who she punched during their last encounter, Vance and Hans and Franz show up. During the meeting, the men grow suspicious of how Diem made it out of the palace with her life, because according to her account, at the very least, she should have been beaten and thrown out of the palace for life. She explains that her throat was cut and that she was thrown around. But when she goes to show them the scab from the cut, nothing's on her skin. Only the reddish stain from the blood is left on her collar. Diem starts to spiral a little. Is she descended? Nah, can't be. Let's just file that away for now. They continue the meeting, and with the weight of failing, the first thing she's decided to do on her own, Diem lets slip that she knows a secret entrance to the palace. Noting how the men react in obvious surprise and immediately adding the entrance to their maps, she realizes that Lana, who was also on the healer's trip, didn't tell them. Oof, another failure for Diem today. Her student has better morals than her. Henri meets her outside as she's leaving and has the same respect and adoration in his eyes when he looks at her, and it's enough to help her relax and melt into his touch until he proposes. Marry me, Diem Bellator. No. This is not what she wants. She's not the housewife type. She doesn't want to cater and submit to a man for the rest of her life. But surely Henri knows that. No way he expects that to be their future. Unless it actually is. Now I'm going to quote him. Once the Guardians win the war against the Descended, we can live with my father and have kids. You'll be the best mother. Diem can only stutter out that it's just such a big step and decision, and to please let her think about it. Henri readily agrees to this, insisting that it's the next right step, and happily walks her home as if she's just agreed to be his wife. And maybe she can be. Maybe all she needs is time. Maybe the voice that said fight in her head will lay down and let her live a life of compromise and settling. Maybe. I just really love that Mara actually sees Diem for who Diem is. She knows
the mother that she needs.
Right?
Arlie is not.
Yes. She's like, I know that your mom forced you into being a healer. And Diem's like, no, I could have chose to be anything. And then they both just kind of sit there staring at each other like, yeah, nope. Nope, that was all Arlie. You made no decision on your own, Diem.
And she just checks her again. She's like, you put your job, my safety, your family's safety, all at risk today. Because you're a dummy.
Because you're stupid, Diem. Wake up.
And just the mission again. The fact that she was expected to go down to that boat and explore the boat and nobody was going to see her.
With a crudely hand-drawn map in a palace that she's been in one other time. Like, what the
Ludicrous.
Ludicrous. Luda. Does anyone else feel like most of the Guardians are actually pretty cowardly? That's what I was going to bring up.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it. The fact that they're sending their youngest member on the most crucial mission, I think it says a lot about them.
Youngest in seniority, like she's the newest one.
Yeah.
Mainly, I think it's just this thing for mortals to hide behind to say like, oh, we're actually against what's going on here.
Fighting.
Make them feel better about themselves.
Yes. Why do you guys think Lana didn't tell?
Lana's only on this group for Henri. That's kind of the vibe I get from her.
So she doesn't even believe in the Guardians? Like,
she's so quiet. Like, even when later on and she like breaks off the engagement and Lana is there. Lana doesn't really say much other than she just wants to, like, she doesn't want her relationship with Henri to end. So I don't really think this girl has a lot of values, except she is that girl that wants to be a mother and sit back and be obedient to her husband.
Yeah.
Well, I just think that it's kind of weird that she wouldn't share, like, even with Henri.
Right. To get some praise.
Yeah, to get some brownie points with him.
Maybe she shared with him when they finally hooked up. Maybe that's what got them, kindled their love.
You've got some intel.
Are Diem and Henri standing atop Heartbreak Hill? I think Diem should have told Henri right then. But I do understand, like, she's known this boy for her entire life and she doesn't want to break his heart. But it's just very obvious that you want different things.
Yeah. I mean, it's 100% because she's known him forever and does care for him and does love him in a certain way. So I think that's why she's not too quick to break his heart. But that's just the second time he tries to propose and does actually propose and you're not immediately saying yes. If you need time to think about it, it's a no.
You think he would like figure it out too?
Yeah.
Like, aren't you
He's so-
getting a vibe,
Yeah.
Sody?
I don't
Ignorant.
know. It's weird. I think he just doesn't even care about anything that Diem wants. He just solely is focused on this one, like, future, and that's all he can picture.
I think it's funny in this chapter that Diem says, and I quote, "I wasn't completely sheltered. I know how the world works." Diem, girl,
Let's be real.
let's be real. You don't know how the world works. You know nothing.
She doesn't. She doesn't understand that she doesn't know. I guess maybe she's saying, like, she's not super naive, but she is.
Diem. Diem stands for denial. We've been over this several times. It's just funny that she literally says that to him. And he's like, I know you're not. I know you're not sheltered. But dude, how many times in this book have you been like, you don't know that? You don't know that? You don't know that? But you'll say anything to try to get her to marry you.
Chapter 22. Mara is still not allowing Diem to take any healer calls to the palace, and it's been weeks. Diem is living in constant anxiety after telling the guardians of the secret entrance. She fears the news will break that the mortals have attacked and all the descended children have been killed. She also has not answered Henri, nor has she told anyone but Teller of the proposal. Oddly, he only replies with, "Whatever makes you happy." Even though Diem is not allowed in the palace, Mara is still permitting her to take patients in Lumnos City. She's doing just that when she runs into Lily, Princess Lily, the girl Diem miraculously healed with nothing but a couple herbs. Definitely not magic. Diem and Lily discuss how unusual the healing actually was, because Diem didn't really understand that it was crazy. Lily also tells Diem how good of a man both Teller and Luther are, and how no one really gets to see the side of Luther that he lets Lily see. And he's not able to trust anyone because they're either trying to use him to get to the king or do him favors to get on his good side because it's assumed he will be the new king. She also invites Diem to dinner at the castle. She wants her to bring Teller along, and it could just be a private dinner with the four of them: Lily, Teller, Luther, Diem. When Diem doesn't immediately agree, Lily looks sad, so Diem counters with inviting her to come to dinner in Mortal City. Lily's spirits immediately lift. I just love a bubbly character who's a sucker for true love, kind-hearted, and smarter than she lets on, and I just think that's who Lily really is. She kind of reminds me of Anna, however you want to say it, from Frozen.
Crazy that you butchered Anna.
I know,
Said Anna.
right?
Like,
Why
that's
did I
why
do
all the
that?
Frozen
That's
fans are gonna
wild.
come for you.
That's all right. I can. I know all her songs
Get
anyways.
Jenna in the comments.
I do like how Lily grows too
Mhm.
throughout the books.
Yeah, me
Here
too.
she seems like a kid, but then by the end of book 3, she seems like a woman.
But I love Lily and I love Teller. Like, they're both such good siblings.
They are. Even though they kind of have shitty adult siblings
Right.
Yeah, that don't tell them anything.
that keep them in
Even
the
though-
dark.
Lily was just like, Taylor and I always talk about how we have great big siblings who show us a good example.
I mean,
Your brother stabbed someone a couple weeks ago. I saw it.
well, she attributes that to him being overprotective because everybody's safety's in his hands. So I think they try their best to be older siblings.
Everyone in this book is just trying their hardest. They're just giving it their best shot.
I like how Lily calls the girl out in their group when she's like giving her shit about having to stand around in the cold. And Lily's like, well, just go flirt with the guards like you always do. I really like that about Lily's character too.
She's feisty. She may be a princess, but she's got some fire in her.
She does.
Yeah. And that's what I like about her too. Like, she's not afraid of what everybody else is thinking. She's like, I'm going to do what I want.
Also, the life Lily is describing for both her and Luther doesn't fit with the happy, lavish one most mortals picture them living. Life might not be as blissful as others see from the outside. And I think Diem is starting to recognize that, hopefully.
I think she recognizes it from the get-go.
Yeah.
I think she realizes, even though a lot of her anger is aimed at Descended, she realizes their life is not as perfect as it seems. I mean, she even, when she's looking at Lumos City and everybody's all dressed up, she's like, this is a fake beauty. Like, everyone here seems kind of sad.
Chapter 23. Around the dinner table, Diem starts a conversation with Teller in front of their father, recalling her conversation with Lily earlier that day and saying how she invited her to dinner. Their father is nothing but supportive, although he's unaware they're speaking of Princess Lily. He does say that anyone brought into their home will be treated like family. Teller takes this opportunity to return his sister's teasing and spill the beans about Henri's proposal. Andre is confused when he's told that Diem hasn't given Henri an answer yet, and it's been 3 weeks. He says if there's anyone Diem should know if she wants to marry or not, it should be Henri. Diem asks how he knew he wanted to marry Arlie, and he tells them both the story of their courting and how when Arlie showed up at his door, infant Diem in hand, there was no decision. He was unquestionably going with them wherever they were headed. At the end of the story, they all hear loud booms, but it's not storming. Andre spots signs of explosions, and they're coming from Lumos City. Diem's stomach sinks. The mortals have attacked. People are being injured, and it's her fault. She breaks away from her family and runs. When I did my first read-through, this is why I liked Andre so much, because of his story about his love and acceptance that he has for Arlie and Diem. And it just still makes me really, really like him. But it also makes me feel like I could never understand the relationship he and Arlie have.
Absolutely not. No, there's nothing about their relationship that I envy. I do love his love for, it takes a pretty good man to look at a child that's not yours as an infant and say, I'm going to raise it as my own. I wouldn't know, I'm not a man. But I do think that from the outside looking in. But I think to go into a relationship and realize you're not going to get the full truth from the person that is your partner for life, I didn't want any part of that.
No.
I get mad when Jordan won't answer a question immediately. Like, what are you hiding? Nah, not like that. But just what
we get it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Immediately, why? Why can't you just tell me?
Yeah.
What's...
And it's not even, I will ask Jordan, he'll be texting, and I'll just be like, what are you doing? And he won't respond at all because he's texting and he can't multitask. So he's got to finish the text message, and then he's not hiding anything. He's literally just like, I can only focus on this one task right now. Yeah, I can't, once again, I can't sympathize.
No,
I'm doing
either.
33 things right now.
Literally, this week, several times, Garrett has been on the couch, and the kids, when I was writing this stuff, the kids were asking me 20 questions, and I was trying to type and answer them all. And I was like, guys, can you ask your dad something? And then I looked at Garrett. I was like, Garrett, if you can see that I'm doing something, can you maybe pull your head out of your phone and start answering the questions your children are asking instead of just relying on me to do it? Can we have some awareness of
Well,
what's
that's why I
going
sent
on?
you that TikTok where it's your husband's always on your phone unless you call them, then they don't answer.
But yeah, it's like being the default parent. It's like,
Yeah.
you are the one no matter what. Even if your partner is sitting there,
Yes.
you are the one.
And Garrett is a great dad. Don't get me wrong.
Jordan's
He's
a great husband.
Wonderful.
He's not
and he's a
hiding
great
anything.
husband. It's just, everyday frustrations that anyone in any relationship will
If
come
you
up
don't
with.
have frustrations with your significant other, you're not once
doing
again,
it
that's
right.
like parenting. If you're not doing some things wrong, you're not trying hard enough.
Right.
Yes.
Also, the connection or like the similarities. I just read Crescent City. The similarities between Bryce and her adopted father and him, like, taking her in, not really caring, like she was little. Being like, I'm gonna raise you. And he also like trained her like sniper too. I'm like,
yes.
Didn't he
the
also like fight in a war?
Yeah.
Kind of forgot about him.
Yeah. Mhm,
Good guy.
mhm. Is there an example of a time that you went through something and you can tell by looking in someone's eyes that they know what you should choose and you can't come up with the decision on your own?
Yeah, because they like want you to decide for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get mad all the time about that.
Me too.
Once again with Jordan. Like, just tell me what you think I
husbands.
should do. And he's like, no, it's your decision. I like to always say, I know it's my decision, but I do want your opinion.
Yeah. Well, I just wish maybe somebody that Diem trusted, Mara, Teller, or Andre, would have stepped up and been like, you shouldn't do this.
Yes.
Like
Like,
the engagement?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, in your heart that that's not the boy you want to be with. Because if it was the boy you wanted to be with, and I say boy, not lightly, I mean he is boy still, immature.
I get them not doing it, though. That is not his place. Like,
It's
I would
true.
never tell someone to not marry someone.
And
That's
they're
true.
dropping hints.
Yeah.
I feel like Teller dropped that hint of like, whatever makes you happy.
Also, if you had concerns about this guy, you do that way before, like, when they're younger.
They
You
never
say
saw
that-
anything romantic happening between them. Literally never.
A girl and a guy are hanging out 24/7, and you're just gonna look a blind eye and say they're not doing anything.
Diem,
Unless they're gay, like they're doing something.
maybe. I mean, even if they are, they probably
They're
tried stuff.
experimenting.
Yeah.
That's how they found out.
I can think of a time, though, where I had a friend step up and do that for me. Like, I was talking to this one guy, and she was like, Jenna, you will literally walk all over this guy if you continue this. And I was like, all right. And I
Like, is this a high school or college scenario?
This was college.
Nah.
And immediately stopped talking to them. But so that was nice of my friend to do that.
Yes, that is very nice.
I wish someone would have done that for Diem. Because a lot of her heartache and confusion would have been ended right then.
Right. It drags on way too long.
Ugh, so long.
Arguably, way too long.
Way too long. All right, Teller gets included in the shots that Andre hands out when they're doing their serious talk, and he immediately coughs it like up and can't handle it. Do you guys remember what your first shot was?
No.
I remember my first shot because I'm a rule follower. So I didn't take my first shot until I was 21. And I went, well, I guess this is what I imagine my first shot is. Because I guess maybe when I turned 21, maybe I took one before then. But I went to a place called Shots in my college town where it's frozen glasses. And you take a shot and then you slam it on the ground. Later on in life, Emily would get the worst food poisoning of her life from the place called Shots.
Oh, no.
During Mom's weekend.
Glasses.
Those ice shot
They'll get
glasses
ya.
hold a lot of illness in them.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
But yes, do you remember your first shot?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Are you allowed to say what age you were?
Well, I mean, it's my choice, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or do you want to share what
I think
age?
I was like 14.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it?
I didn't like even go to parties or anything in high school, but my friend and I were in her kitchen and she was like, my dad has tequila out here and we have limes. Do you want to try a tequila
Bet you were
shot?
lit.
Classy.
Nah.
The lime?
One shot?
Yeah, we did a shot. We did the lime, we did the salt, we did the whole
Wow.
thing. And
That's
then
an impressive first shot.
we did one shot. We put it up. We never got it out again. I don't even think we talked about it ever again. It was just so random that we did that because neither one of us were like party girls or anything.
I will say I had my first sip of alcohol like super young because I would, at like Thanksgiving, people would drink wine. And so I got to get like a little sip. And I remember sipping it and being like, ugh, I'm never going to drink this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
always
live and
did
you
that
learn.
too. You guys want to hear a really good parenting story?
Yeah.
We were at Oktoberfest and my mom had a beer and was sitting on her lap eating, and then just reached for the drink, took a drink, and then threw up in my mom's hands because it was beer.
Yeah,
She hated
was
it.
disgusting to her.
Yeah.
Parched.
I
Yeah.
do love a good shot, though. Tell her I can't relate now as an adult.
Well,
A smooth tequila or Sinfire.
I doubt it was anything smooth in Mortal City.
No, it's probably made in the bathroom.
Toilet wine. Ugh. Chapter 24. She's running straight to the healing center where others are gathering and inquiring how they can help. Diem barely hears them over the repeating guilt in her mind. This is my fault. I did this. This is my fault. She shouts instructions to stay here in case people in town need tending and send anyone else that shows up back towards the explosions. She's slamming any supplies she can think of to help with burns and wounds into her bag, and then she's running again. Running through the burn in her muscles, a burn that feels like it might actually catch fire. Then she spots 6 burly figures and a cart in her path. A voice is telling her to stop, a familiar voice. A voice belonging to her potential betrothed. She stops but is not deterred, quickly spitting out that there's injured and she has to get there. Henri tells her she doesn't need to worry about the fire. She needs to turn around and head home and forget about everything transpiring. He goes as far as to physically hold her in place and allow the other men to threateningly surround her. She remembers her father's coaching and that when you have no upper hand in strength, to use your brain. She feigns compliance and they relax. They relax enough for her to slip away and continue running. She runs until her pursuers give up, having to relinquish her bag in the process. But hopefully she can still help by just being there. Okay, fucking Henri. Literally, this would have been the last straw for me. We said 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. This would have been
third strike.
This is
gone.
third strike. He's got to be gone. Who fucking does that? You're gonna physically restrain me and let other men step in and help? Nah.
I don't care
like
who
that.
the man is. If he's holding me back when I don't want to be held back, there's going to be repercussions.
I don't like that.
I might not have a strong punch, but I'll sure try.
Yeah. You're gonna hear about it? I'm gonna yap.
Yeah.
Yap my little
I'm
mouth
gonna
off.
yap like crazy.
A little chihuahua over here, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Earlier, she threatened him with, like, no nighttime woods time because of that joke he pulled. And I'm like, okay, what about now?
Yeah.
Now you're never getting nighttime woods time. It's not even
Never.
a threat, it's a promise.
The Guardians feel slimier than ever right about now. What harm is there in letting one lone mortal healer go to help people you've just bombed?
I think their thought process is if any one of us is caught in this scenario that can link us back to the group as the whole, the brotherhood, then it could be negative. So I understand their thought from a rebellion, but like also
Kind
she's a
of.
healer. So this to me should have been her third strike for the group. It should have been her strike to be like, I'm not helping this group at all anymore. Not even talking to them. The fact that they're okay with people dying just for the better good, which I get it. In all wars, people are going to die that are of the enemy. And this is a war to them. They're a rebellion group, but this is a war to them. So people will die. So maybe she also, if she really believed in the cause, needs to come to grip with that there are going to be people that are die. And if you aren't okay with that, then you shouldn't be a part of this rebellion. But I see both sides of it.
You gotta choose for things. She even says this to somebody at some point. She's like, things aren't so black and white. They're gray. But honestly, you can't really live in the gray in this scenario. You have to be black or white about what's going on because you're gonna go crazy if you can't choose a side.
But she's in such a hard place because she's literally like, I want things to change. This is right now the only outlet that I see for things to change because I won't admit that I have superpowers. So I can understand her like, what if I don't do this, how else will I help? Just be a healer? I don't want to just be a healer.
Yeah, and like her dad being, giving her these lessons about war, being like, you're going to have to make decisions that you're going to have to live with. And she's realizing like, oh, I can't live with this decision I made. Like, I need to go back and try to fix something about it.
Mm-hmm.
I respect her running into the flames to fix it.
Oh,
I
for
hate
sure.
Henri for laying a hand on her.
Ugh.
Doesn't matter the scenario. That's never acceptable.
Agreed. When is a time you felt your legs burn with effort to get you somewhere? Because mine's probably literally, I went up to get Zoe at the office earlier. I went up the stairs and that was mine.
Why is it you can be like in marathon shape, but one set of stairs can just derail you?
I don't know. Because those subway stairs in New York, they're the worst.
I do picture her running like in how you run in a nightmare in this scenario where you're running but not really moving.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I got from this scene.
I think the only time I've ran scared like that is taking the trash out at night.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's so terrifying to me, but it always is. I'm always like, someone's gonna get me.
Yeah.
I just heard this spooky story on a TikTok of this girl like experiencing a paranormal experience, and she knew that someone was beside her, but
This is
she's
the
like, I
girl from
felt
the Appalachian Mountains.
Yes.
Yes. I
yeah,
watched
and she
this.
was like, but I felt like if I ran, it was gonna be worse.
Yeah.
So I walked.
Oh,
And
It was
I don't know if I'd have the strength to do it. It's like a 10-minute TikTok too. That is a long
it
one.
held my interest though.
It did.
that's terrifying.
And then I scrolled and there was like another person trying to tell their story, and
Yeah,
I was like,
no,
I
the
already
first
looked.
one was good enough.
Yeah.
Now let's wrap it up. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Next episode, we will be stripping down chapters 25 through 32. Be sure to follow us on all of our socials. Tune in every Friday on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts for a new episode of
Book Thoughts!